Hey guys, Willie here. Most of us come from that camping background, from the outdoor background. Most of us that are preppers and into the outdoors and whatnot. And out of nostalgia, I slowly, totally accidentally started collecting Coleman stuff. And I'll kind of tell you the journey as we go on here. But as for the title, man, what a cheap way to prep. And here's why. I'll show you how. Okay, bear with me guys and I'll explain as I go along. But it all started with this. I had an old Coleman strike lighter from I think it's 43. I cleaned it up a little bit and it still works. I'm like, oh cool, this is a nice little thing to kind of have and hold on to. It still got use, I guess. And then it kind of went from there, and I'm going to show you what the next items were. So I walked into a home hardware. A brand new, they have a scratch and dent section, most hardwares here in Canada. And this was brand new, never been used. The box was all smashed up, but the product inside was still good. So I offered the guy 20 bucks. He said yes, and I took it. Do I have Coleman Lanterns already? Sure I do. But for 20 bucks, you're not going to pass it off. They're worth over 100. So all of a sudden, without me thinking, I got a way to light my Coleman Lantern, and I got a Coleman Lantern for light that doesn't rely on batteries. It doesn't rely on solar. So if something happens, there was an EMP or a grid down situation where all electronics were fried, as long as I got some naphtha or Coleman fuel, I got light. The next item I ended up picking up was this. I was going by a garage sale, and this was totally at this point in my mind, not even thinking about prepping yet with this stuff, but just thinking, you know, it's a good deal, so I'll end up buying it. This is a 1963 Easy Light Coleman Stove. I couldn't believe it. It was new in the box. The guy said it's been leaked on and shit on by rat shit in his garage, in his shed for years and years and years, but the thing was never really used. So, 20 bucks. I bought it. I figure, what the hell? I got a Coleman stove. I already had one. I don't need another one. But for that price, if it's working, great. I got an old Coleman stove to use. Not even thinking about the prepping side of things. After that, what came along? This other yard sale. A tall boy, big hat lantern from 1943. You're going to see a theme with these here. 33, 63, 43. Amazing. Can't go wrong with that. Picked it up at a yard sale, $25, and it come with this box. Now the box doesn't fit the lantern, but it fits that new style lantern. By the way, which is a 203. So yeah, I've got light, I've got ways to cook, and I've got ways to light everything. Now this is where it gets even stranger. Out doing rummaging in secondhand stores, what do I find? A 1953 low boy cooler. I'm like, well, I've got this stuff in Coleman, and my dad used to have one of these. They were like the staple sitting on the picnic table at the campsite. So now, all of a sudden, that's a way to keep stuff cool. I've got a way to have light, and I got a way to cook with. That cost me $30, that cost me $20, that cost me $20, and that cost me $20. So I'm into the whole thing for 90 bucks so far. That's it. Now, one of the last but not least, a 1973 Coleman Catalytic Heater, still in the box with instruction manual, warranty, and what's we'll call it card, the product, the registry or product registration card. Never been used. Now I admit I paid a little bit more for this. I bought it online on Etsy for 100 bucks. Only because I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Catalytic heat, which means you can use it indoors because it produces zero carbon monoxide. So, for under $200, guys, oh wait, I'm not done, I'm sorry. $10. An old 1963 solid metal water jug with metal handle. See, I noticed everything ends in threes here, guys. That was $10. So for 200 bucks, roughly, I'm all in. I now have the ability to produce light, the ability to cook whatever I want, the ability to harness water, the ability to keep warm, and the ability to keep stuff cool. And I did this putting a Coleman kit together. I was actually going to turn around and sell it. But now that I'm thinking, for 200 bucks, I've got the ultimate prep package. And so I started doing research. So if you go on your Kijijis, go on your secondhand, go to flea markets. You can pick this stuff up cheap, and assuming it works and all this stuff does, it's in great working condition, you've got a great amount of preps for next to nothing. You don't need top of the line solar generators. You don't need that, the top of the line cooker. You don't need any of that stuff. You can get by on this. God knows they have been doing it. Coleman's 120 years old now, so they've been doing it for 120 years. People have been using this, and it's still tried and true. Anyways, guys, just food for thought. Next time you're at a garage sale, next time you're at a yard sale, next time you're at a secondhand shop, next time you're online scoping Kijiji, take a look for Coleman products. I mean, some of them, they put the word vintage or antique and want an arm and a leg, but a lot of them don't too. And as long as it works, none of this stuff takes much effort to get working if you need it to. Really, it's easy to repair, easy to fix. So, food for thought, guys. This is a great low-budget way to prep. You don't need top of the line. All you need is some Coleman fuel and a few of these Coleman items, and you're laughing. Anyways, guys, I'm Wild Willie, and it's not a question if the shit hits the fan. It's a question of when. Oh, by the way, you know what else I scored? I'm proud of this. I scored Rocky, my rocking chair moose. I'm going to show this guy off. This guy rocks. Literally rocks. John Hill or Halsinger, Fish and Game Wildlife guy from Alaska, handcrafted this. Ended up on some big auction, sold for like 800 US, and I ended up finding it in a thrift shop. Anyways, guys, I'm Wild Willie. Remember, it's not a question if shit's fan, question of when, so always be prepared.